Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, Samuel Adams. These names evoke in every American a kind of pride that comes only with a powerful historic legacy. These great men instill in all of us a sense of honor and duty which we feel both obligated and blessed to have the opportunity to uphold. But what if I could tell you that that is not the full story? That in fact, there was another man among the meetings and battles of these greats whose story has until now been lost to both the trials of time and the better judgment of wise men. There was such a man, and now, thanks to recently uncovered historical journals and previously classified government records, we can tell you his incredible story. Now, PPR Radio presents Reginald Smithenson, the Lost Founding Father. Most of what we know about Reginald today comes from the lost journal entries of Benjamin Franklin. Franklin, of course, was a well-known congenial womanizer and popular comedian at the time, whose quips about venereal disease and flying kites in thunderstorms were the source of great amusement for all. Franklin's feelings toward Reginald Smithenson, however, were not so warm. During the Constitutional Convention of 1787, which Reginald attended, Franklin made this journal entry. Proceedings at the convention are moving along slowly, but I have little doubt that our cause is just and our ends will be seen. The only truly unfortunate aspect of the convention thus far is that despicable man. What was his name? Reginald something? It's not important, really. His unbelievable idiocy would be more bearable if it wasn't illustrated so flamboyantly in his constant outbursts. I would not be offended if he happened to be in a rather bad chariot accident. He added, seriously though, f that guy. If there is one thing that can be conclusively said about Reginald Smithenson, it's that he was a notorious asshole and almost unanimously hated. It appears he did little more than get sloshed on grog and follow around the Founding Fathers making unseemly remarks and rude gestures. One good example is Smithenson's first appearance in the historical record 12 years prior, in Patrick Henry's personal account of his famous speech at the Virginia Convention. "Give me liberty or give me death," I declared, when this rather unfortunate-looking gentleman in the crowd yells, "I've got your death right here," and exposes himself. I was, of course, deeply offended, and nearly challenged him to a duel on the spot, until I gandered his unfortunate nether regions. Indeed, there surely could be no word more apt to describe what I witnessed on that dreadful day than death. There was a side note in the margin of this page. I'll never eat meatloaf again. John Adams wasn't so eloquent in his descriptions of Smithenson. Take, for instance, this entry from Adams after a particularly ugly run-in with Smithenson in 1782, in which Smithenson made a pass at Adams' girlfriend at the time. "If I ever see Reginald Smithenson again, I'm gonna grab his head and twist it around backwards and with my horse. And when I'm done doing that, I'm gonna 13 knives and muskets up his I'm and his I'll hog him on the head with a horseshoe." Alexander Hamilton was once quoted as saying, "Reginald Smithenson is the reason I opposed the Bill of Rights. We should be allowed to make some people shut up." Reginald Smithenson, a controversial and clearly worthless aspect of American history. Some might contend that he was best left forgotten. and that his memory is a sore on the American story. They are, of course, right. But we here at PPR Radio don't particularly care. Thanks for joining us. Tune in next time when we'll be exploring the myth of Old Man River by interviewing a man we assume to be his next of kin. Thank you, and good night.